sexiest thing in the entire world is being really smart.
Welcome to Smart is Sexy, the podcast where we discuss self-development, growth, business, spirituality, and becoming a smarter, sexier human. I am your host, Kelsi.
And I'm Celeste. Welcome to our show, y'all. If you haven't yet, hit subscribe right now, leave us a review, and send to a friend.
Yes. All right. Getting into our very first thing, Good News Minute.
I didn't even say what we're discussing today.
Oh, what are we discussing?
Okay. Today we're going to be talking about what our 5 non-negotiables are when it comes to relationships. This is an exercise my therapist had me do, and I thought it would be good for us to talk about what ours are and encourage everyone to do this because I had never even considered this until she mentioned it.
Yeah, it's interesting because you have like a list. Well, I remember when I had my list of 104 things.
Oh my God. Wait, so does your current man's fit the 104 things?
To be honest, yeah.
He
lot
fits
of them.
every single one.
Also, we did discover, like when I went back through a lot of things, like duplicates of stuff. Like I just rewrote things in like different forms. Yeah, for the most part, I gotta say,
the first 80 are just parts of his arm, and then like after 81 is where we get into other things. I have
to say, Mans does have some really nice arms.
Oh, okay. There's other people in this room. Okay, I'm here. Sobin's here. The dogs are here. Keep it under control.
No, he does have some really nice arms. Oh, like when he has arm day.
Oh my God. This is a wild time. There's other people here.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Anyways, moving on to appropriate topics. Okay, Good News Minute. What was a good thing that happened to you this past week?
So, Good News Minute is that we, as a lot of people know, we own Viper.
Yes. That is a good news minute.
It's a good news minute. Sometimes. We own Viper. And one of our clients that we signed last year was SoFi Stadium. Mm-hmm. And we are moving into concert season, which is like for LA is huge because the performers and artists that are coming in are like huge names. One of them being Paul McCartney. Mm-hmm. Celeste, do you want to tell us who Paul McCartney is since you just Googled him?
He was in the Beatles.
Mm-hmm. He was the lead singer. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I didn't know who he was. I had to Google him. I Googled who is Paul McCartney, and then I Googled what does he sing, and then I played a song on YouTube, and then I said, not for me.
Okay. So Celeste, you're not a Paul McCartney fan.
I'm sure he's great.
He's an icon.
I love that for him.
Like he is.
He's not like an icon like in my life, but I love that for him.
Well, even though he's not an icon in your life, like he is an icon. Like he is a household name.
There's another icon, Britney Spears, that I would love to see at SoFi Stadium. If we could actually call SoFi and let them know that I would like to see Britney.
Okay.
She's iconic. I would be front row.
I agree.
She's up there.
Yes. Well, Paul McCartney was at SoFi Stadium, and it was a pretty incredible thing to like see him. It's very much, I mean, a once in a lifetime experience for a lot of people. And it was really exciting for me to be there and like watch our team be a part of something like that. And we've got to be a part of so many amazing moments like Super Bowl and obviously like the opening of SoFi, you know, the Rams, everything around football was amazing. But then moving into stuff like this, like we've done the Rolling Stones, it's just been really cool moments that are like huge pop culture moments. And our team has got to be a part of that. So
concerts are also just fun in general. Concerts are so cool.
Live music is just, the energy is so different. So it was really cool just to like, one, it was amazing to be there, obviously. But for our team, for us to have started something where our team is present and they're working it and like that's what we're a part of, that was also a really good moment for me.
I love that for you.
Yeah.
So similarly to your experience.
Okay.
I also had a big moment.
Yeah.
I deep cleaned my kitchen. Like it was really rewarding because I like took everything out. I threw everything away, like deep cleaned the inside of the fridge.
Oh, whoa.
Oh yeah, I went for it.
So I do have to give you a little credit here because like deep cleaning your fridge.
Oh my God.
There's a lot of nooks and crannies.
Yeah, because you have to take out like the crispers. Is that what they're called?
Yeah.
You have to take those out and like, you have to get like under the shelves around, like just all of that. And then like I cleaned everything and then I did my pantries too, just like threw so much away. And the pantries are really hard for me because I have to stand on a step stool to even reach the pantry.
And now why do you have to stand on a step stool?
Because they're up high. Because the way the apartment was built was they put them up really high.
So just higher for just any average human being.
Yes.
Okay.
For any height, they are high.
For any
pantries.
height. Okay.
So I have to stand I have to stand on the step stool to reach like the bottom shelf. But in order for me to get to the middle or the top shelf, I have to stand on the counter. So this was a little bit of parkour while I was deep cleaning.
Parkour.
So
Yes.
me and James Bond.
James Bond is doing parkour.
Yeah, James Bond, doesn't he? He like runs around and jumps off buildings, and that's kind of what I was doing when I was standing on top of my counter cleaning.
So
it's risky.
Does James Bond do parkour?
Yeah. Thank you.
Okay.
Fact checker. So the real question is, do I do parkour? That's what you should have asked. But I had to stand on the counter, and so when I was done, I was like, damn, I really did that. So it was just So my shelves are really clean right now. Everything's organized. Everything has a place. And now I don't want to touch anything because shit's behind other shit. And I'm like, I'm not making this a mess. So
Like that's just gonna stay there.
yeah. So I'm like,
forever.
we're gonna Postmates because we are not touching anything. So yeah, it's just so bomb. There's just like deep cleaning anything is just like the best feeling.
I do have to agree with you when you like do a deep cleaning. I should probably do my kitchen.
Even when you like do an like exfoliation, like today I exfoliated my scalp, my face, and my body. And like there's just nothing better. I'm serious. There's nothing better than just like exfoliating everything.
You exfoliate your scalp?
Yes, I have a scalp exfoliation just to get like, like get build up and like, especially if you like work out and skip your hair washing some days.
What is this? Share it. I've never even.
Oh, okay. I got it from
this is a
Target.
thing.
I will check when I get home and see what it is. It's like a little green tube.
Okay, well you should post it for all of us so we can all
we're getting out
participate.
that.
I didn't even know you could do that.
Yeah, apparently you can.
That's so cool.
Yeah, so I mean, I do it every once in a while, but yeah, so I just think like exfoliating everything. Honestly, if I could just exfoliate to the point of like a brand new layer of skin, I would, because I am just like obsessed.
like just raw.
Yeah, I'm just like obsessed with that feeling of like you're fucking clean,
Slippery little dolphin.
Like you exfoliate everything, you shave, and then you do like the body oil lotion combo, maybe some skincare, some tanning drops, a little something, little razzle dazzle.
Okay.
This is what I live for.
Okay.
And it's just the best feeling in the world. Use some perfume. Just top tier. So anyways, I don't know how we just went from my kitchen to my scalp exfoliation, body exfoliation, but I really would.
Well, it sounds like you love to scrub your kitchen and you also love to scrub your body.
Yeah, I just
I'm glad you're clean.
it's just the best. I'm just obsessed with that feeling.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
No, I love this.
So,
I love this for you.
This is also why like I don't have pets. I mean, like you don't have this problem because your pets are like minor and clean, but there's other people that I've experienced.
They're minor? I'm sorry. Hold on. I need to understand what you meant by my pets are minor.
Like, they're small.
Okay, so there's little.
There's more. They're small and they don't shed.
Okay.
And they always smell good. So, and they don't like roll around in dirt or really even go outside. So like they're minor. They're
All
indoor
right.
pets. They just sleep. And your house is always clean. And then they're always clean. And so they're just minor, but like, and they're cute. But there's other pets that I've experienced that are not that way.
That are not minor. Okay.
And they like go outside. And I love that for them. Like I want them to have a happy I want them to have a happy pet life. But I just can't do it. I can't. I don't want the dirt near me. Mm-hmm. I don't want it on my stuff or on my couch. Like one time I remember I called you because I was around these dogs. And this is a true story. I was around these dogs, and when I came home, because my hamper, like my laundry hamper, is in my front coat closet, which is by my door. So when I came home, I took like my top layers off from outside my apartment and put it in the hamper before I got inside because I was like, I need this off my body.
Yes.
And like I immediately put it in the
So
laundry.
those dogs were not minor, and those were outdoor dogs. Okay. Okay. Well, I'm glad now. I want
cats or outdoor cats. I can't do.
I want everyone to go ahead. If you have any pets, I want you to go ahead and decide whether your dog is minor or not minor.
It's not that I don't like animals. I just like them from a distance, and I just like they just, I don't know. And then that day when I got home and I put everything in the laundry, I exfoliated the living shit out of my body and like just a lot of body, a lot of scrub, a lot of wash, a lot of all of that. So anyways, that's that.
Okay.
I'm not like OCD. I'm just like,
no, I wouldn't say you're OCD. I've lived with you. I don't think you're OCD.
I definitely get that from my mom. She would feel the same way.
Okay.
Anyways, I don't know why we just talked about that for so long.
Okay.
Moving on to non-negotiables.
Okay.
Can't have outdoor pets.
No. Apparently, anyone who's trying to date Celeste, if you have a non-minor animal, you are out. Don't even come. Don't slide under her dims. Don't try any sort of shit.
Oh my God. Okay. All right.
So you said that your therapist had you do like 5 non-negotiables.
Yeah.
And I think that's such an interesting thing because I think we always are like, oh, we want someone who's funny and kind and smart. But like, I mean, obviously everyone wants someone who's kind.
Yeah.
But like, what are the things that people really are like, I will not. There are things that I thought that I'm like, oh, this is for sure something I would never put up with. And then I got into a relationship and I was like,
yeah,
actually certain things are really not bugging me that much anymore. Like I'm actually pretty fine with certain things that I thought before, but then there's certain things that now I'm like, oh no, this is a must.
Well, she also told me a story about her personal life where she had her 5 non-negotiables and she had a boyfriend long term and he didn't have one of the things, but she was madly in love with him and she was like, I love him, and they were together for a long time growing up. And there was one thing on the list he didn't have. So she decided to end the relationship. And she was like, Celeste, when I tell you that then I met my husband and I am so thankful every single day that I did not stray from what was a non-negotiable for me, because she's like, this is my soulmate. This is my person. And she's like, my ex was great. He was amazing. And I did love him. But she was like, not at the level of what I feel for my current husband. And she was like, that is why non-negotiables are so important, because you may love somebody, but what about that one person that really truly is your person, that you don't have to settle for anything?
Well, and I think that's important. There's things that are like, oh, I would never get into a relationship with someone who does that, versus your 5 non-negotiables. And
totally different.
And those are 2 very different things.
Yeah, I agree.
Going on, I would like to hear your 5.
Oh, you want me to go first?
Well, yeah. I mean,
okay, a lot of pressure.
Well, you already wrote yours down. You've already worked on this.
Okay. Oh my God. Okay. So I wrote these for the time in my life now, so like potentially subject to change. But my first one is, you honor your word. This one is so important to me because the way I grew up was that was something I dealt with a lot with my dad, was like a lot of empty promises. And so that's already a hard dynamic for me when it comes to believing people, trusting people, whatever. So that's like really something I would need in a partner. Obviously things are going to come up where not everything's going to happen, but like for the most part, you do what you're going to say you're going to do. Mm-hmm. You don't make excuses. You don't not show up, that type of thing. My second one was that you understand or embody some form of spirituality in essence, right? Like, I don't need you at a temple every day if you don't want that. I don't need you to be as deep in it as I am. You can call it whatever you want. You can believe whatever you want. But for me, for the way I live my life by spiritual principle, I would need my partner to understand it in some form and be on that level with me, because it would be very difficult for me. And I know this from experience because I dated somebody like this. If you are a big victim to your circumstance and don't apply any sort of like spiritual law in any way to how you live your life, just because I really live by that, that would be hard for me. So that's a necessity. My third one is that you're passionate about your own life and you hold your own. So like you have to make yourself happy first. Again, I've dated somebody in the opposite that looked at me for happiness, and like that doesn't work. Like that's codependency. I will never fulfill that all the time. And in the same way, I have to make myself happy first. Like to me, especially being very independent and really understanding this principle, like it is imperative that you are passionate on your own about what you do, about your own life, about your own friends, about everything that you have going on. I don't want you waiting for me for anything. I want you to be able to like have your own essence, your own being. And I'm also the same, you know? So I don't want any sort of like, I don't want me to like be waiting on you, and I don't want the reverse. So that's really, really crucial. Okay, the fourth one is that you make me feel safe, even in times of conflict. This one is so imperative for me because safety is just a big one. Like safety, and I mean like actually feeling safe is I think it's maybe, I mean, I'm actually not going to speak for everyone. It's tough for me to feel safe around anyone. And the way I grew up, like I always just watch my own back, right? Like even if I'm out, I'm always like observing. I always know what's going on. We've had this conversation on the podcast before. I pay a lot of attention to my surroundings. I'm very particular with who I let around me. Like you're definitely not going to be at my house. Like most people will never even see the inside of my house, that kind of thing. I like my own space. So if I am going to be vulnerable or romantic or intimate or anything, like I have to feel safe around you. And that has to stay in times of conflict, which means you're not calling me outside of my name. I would really prefer that neither of us is like, you know, yelling at each other or anything that's just like abrasive or aggressive. I personally don't like somebody walking out of the room during a time of conflict. If I dated someone who felt like they needed space, I would want that to be delivered to me in that way. Like, hey, I need to take a break from this and we'll come back to it. Because I did have an ex who would just get up and walk out and just slam the door. And it was like, that doesn't make me feel safe. That fucking sucks.
Yeah, for sure.
And they were a lot taller than me, and their tone would get very like aggressive with me. And I'm like, you gotta also remember, like, I'm petite and I grew up in an abusive household. So that type of thing doesn't work for me. Like that's very triggering. So that safety is a big one. And then the fifth one, equally important, is that you make me laugh. Like you have to be able to make me laugh. And then I want the like best friend energy. Like one of my favorite things is when you like date a guy and they're like, they care about your life and you can like vent to them about like your stupid girl shit and like go get dinner or go do activities. You can just run errands and like do nothing. And they just give you like best friend energy and you're like very comfortable. You can go to Target or Home Depot. Like it doesn't matter, you know, or like go watch a movie, anything you do. And it's just like, or you can go on a trip or anything. And it's just like, no, like we're close. Like we can do whatever. We have that like closeness. Like it's not always like the romance or the intimate. Sometimes it really is just like, no, like you're also just like my person. We can talk about those things and hang out. Like that's a big one for me. Especially I just love like to give, like I want to be able to like give you the tea. I want to be like, oh my God, so this bitch did this, you know, and be able to like just,
no, I totally agree.
I want to do that with you. So those are my 5 non-negotiables.
Okay, those are good ones.
Okay. Okay, your turn.
So, well, like your last one, my first one is humor. I definitely need someone who I can take things a little too serious at times when they don't need to be. And I definitely like someone who just can like lighten the mood and be funny and just someone who's going to make me laugh because I'm very much attracted to a sense of humor.
Yeah.
So that's a huge one for me. It's always been my thing. Like even like it's my very first boyfriend. Like the guys I've been attracted to have just been, well, in my opinion, funny. So that's one. Another thing is you have to have drive. I think it's very, very important that like I'm extremely driven in my own life. So I want someone who is just excited about their own life, driven, and has like doesn't necessarily like doesn't necessarily care about working a 9 to 5, like has like bigger dreams outside of just like what the norm is for them, because that's how my brain works. My next one is that I want someone who is a partner. Like, we support one another. I have had some abandonment issues in the past, and I want someone who's definitely like, we're a partnership. I take care of you. You take care of me. You're going to throw in a load of laundry. I'm going to throw in a load of laundry.
Right.
If dishes need to be done, we both help out. Like, there are certain things where I'm like, you're the man, you should go hang that shelf.
Go to war.
Go to war. You should go to war. But I do really feel like having someone who it's not always going to be 50-50. We've discussed this on a past episode about how partnerships are not always 50-50, but you always end up equaling 100%.
Yeah.
So even if I'm at 10, they're going to be at 90.
Facts.
When they're at 30, I can come in at 70.
Yeah.
That's really important to me in a dynamic. And also, like, with raising kids, like, I want someone who's like, hey, I can't take the kids to school today.
Yeah.
Oh, no worries, I got it. I'll do it on my way.
We're a team.
Like, you're my teammate.
Yeah.
That's super important. Also, this is so weird, but I've always wanted, like, I want someone who's like, which I do really currently have this. I'm super lucky, but like, when you leave somewhere and you both can be like, okay, can we talk shit about what just happened for a minute?
Yeah.
Like,
TDA.
yeah. Like, yes. Like, after you leave, you leave with something, you're like, can we talk about what happened?
Same page energy.
Yes.
Like,
yes.
yeah.
So like, when you're leaving, at like a dinner party or a wedding or
that's like
anything,
your moment of intimacy
we're
with
like,
each other.
wait a minute, can we discuss what we just went through together? Or like, even when you're in the moment, you're both like, okay, well, this sucks, but we're in it together, so it's fine.
Right,
like, we're here.
right. Totally.
That is very much like a whole partner to me.
Right. I agree.
Someone who's on your team.
Yeah.
Someone who loves my friends and family. Like, even if I'm frustrated with my family or friends, like, they're always just like, okay, but did you see their perspective on this?
Right.
Like, that's really important to me.
I agree.
Because you're always going to find things that you're frustrated in with your people. But when your person is also backing your other people up,
yeah.
even though you're like, okay, shut up. Hi, I'm here. Like, this is about me. But they're like, okay, but did you see their perspective? Because they have one.
Yeah.
And that's important, because like, I want them to get along with them. Like, it to be a whole thing where it's like, no, I'm a part of your life. We're all here. This is this is a compound.
Okay. Use a compound. I said gang.
And that is extremely fitting for both of our personalities. So right there, if that should tell you anything about who we are as individuals, that was it.
That's funny.
And then my last one is someone who's very grounding, who can like kind of bring me back to, I'm a huge overthinker, and I will overthink something over to the point where it will make me sick to my stomach.
Yeah.
And someone who can just like ground me and be like, we're going to be present and everything's fine.
Yeah.
Those are 5 things to me that I can't, I wouldn't be able
to be without.
Yeah.
I feel that.
Because the rest of, there's been things in the past where I'm like, oh no, I couldn't, that would just not fly with me.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
they actually, when you do meet the right person, like you said, these 5 things, they have to always stay.
Yeah.
But the other things you kind of think, actually, I thought that was important, but it really isn't. I don't really care.
No, it's so true. Because you think like, oh, I want X, Y, and Z, but those are all things like, for the most part, we can let go of. Like, everyone's like, oh, I want whatever we all say we want. Rich. I don't know. Well, I don't even know what people say. But then when you break it down and you're like, oh, I can only pick 5, you're like, this is actually what matters. And also, I mean, I don't even know if people still say things like superficial things anymore, but
oh, they do.
Oh, they do. Okay.
Yeah, for sure. There's people out there that still do. But I really do believe that, one, the people who are saying things don't know themselves very well.
Facts.
And I just think that with these 5 things, at the end of the day, all of that superficial stuff, money, jobs, success,
matter.
career,
Yeah.
all of that can go out the window.
Yeah.
But these things are things that you're like,
Yeah.
this
Yeah, because there's
is
no
what we
way
need to hold
somebody
us
could
down.
check a bunch of boxes, but if they didn't make me feel safe or they didn't honor their then what's the point of being here, versus absolutely no. I really think, and that's why she also, my therapist had made a good point. She was like, this can only be 5 for sake of this argument.
yes, which is why my list of 104 things was super ridiculous. Cause it's like, Kelsey, relax. I was just like having a good time with myself one night. I was like, oh, this is
104.
But I do agree that like these 5 things are they're just it. They're just it. They're and they will change for everyone because some people like for them like humor. I would not be able to be with someone who was serious all the time.
No.
Because I don't really take myself all that serious.
No.
So I want someone else who can be playful. And when I am taking myself too serious, then I can be like, could you relax?
No, and it's so true because even like my last one, like being like the best friend energy, like we might have the best romantic chemistry. We might have the best intimate sexual chemistry. But if you're not going to be like just my homie at the same time, which is where like we can just actually kick it. Because 24/7, if we are spending that much time together, if we are dating, like we're not always doing that. Like it's not always going to be like a date or sex or anything like that. A lot of the time is actually spent hanging out.
No, because when you have a real relationship,
you just hang out a lot.
Yes, there are times where you're like, there are hard times.
Yeah.
There are hard times where you're like, this sucks. And we're both fighting.
Yeah.
And we're both not getting along. But at the end of the day, you do
Or
have
we're both
to.
hungry. That one gets you. That one will fuck you up. If 2 of you are hungry, and I mean like actually hungry, not like, need a snack. No. And if 2 of y'all are hungry, like it's a wrap. Like we're fighting. No. We're fighting today.
And best friend, like best friends know.
Yeah.
You know when I need to eat.
No, same. If you and I both haven't eaten, you and I are both like, no.
There's just like a whole level of sassiness going on.
Yeah,
We're like
to
passive
us,
aggressive.
We're fucking, we got road rage all of a sudden. Like people are, and then you eat a little something and you're like, ooh.
You're like, ooh, everything is like rainbows and sunshine.
But so you need that. 100% you need that. Okay.
But I also think that in order for you to have these non-negotiables, you also have to be able to offer them yourself.
1,000,000.
Because you can't go into something demanding certain things, but not able to show up for them.
Do you have a sexy right now?
Oh,
you don't have one? We can skip it. We can skip it.
No, I want to come up with something really fast.
I love a tatted neck. Like, just like blast the whole neck.
Whoa, she's all, we can skip it. I love a tatted neck.
No, I was saying we could skip it because I didn't write anything. So I was like, if you were going to skip it, I was going to skip it because I was like, I didn't write anything.
But she came at that real quick.
But then I was like, you know what? I was like, I might have already said tattoos at some point, but I just love like, let's just blast the neck.
Blast it. All right.
I just love a neck tat.
I mean, I feel like we like discussed mine in the very beginning that Mans has great arms. So like
it's arms again.
Well, it's not arms again. I'm just saying that like we kind of discussed like what like
it's just always arms.
It's just like a thing. I don't really know. It's like
that's it. You have nothing else.
I mean that obviously like you can't be like toothpicks for legs.
I mean, yeah, no.
You have to work out all body parts.
Huh. Okay.
I just like
so it's not a blasted neck.
No, that's not a non-negotiable for me.
All right.
Yeah, that doesn't.
Just checking.
Yeah, it doesn't like. I don't even really care. Like Mans doesn't have a single tattoo, and I feel fine.
Oh, not one.
Not one. Yeah,
we're having different days.
We have different days.
So yours is seriously arms again. This is as bad as the holidays, by the way, because you've now said this one so many times.
No, I honestly don't. It's like I can't really think of one.
Fine.
Like
we'll let you slide this week. Better come prepared next week.
Yeah, sorry guys. I kind of. You know what? This is just for myself, which I currently don't have. It's like I love when I have like glowy tan skin.
Oh yeah, that's top tier.
Okay, so that's my sexiest thing. I don't currently have that.
No,
I'm like
glowy tan skin.
Have not been out in the sun.
Is the best thing ever.
Literally looking like I just walked out of Twilight these days. But
it's also kind of your dreams though.
I've always wanted to be a vampire.
Glowy tan skin is the best.
Yes, I definitely love like because we're moving into summer, so I feel like I'm usually okay not being in the sun because I'm really trying to, as I get older, I'm trying to take care of my skin better. But as we're moving into summer, I'm like starting to like get the itch of like,
I know.
I don't need to be like, you know,
A Greek god.
that would never happen for me. I wish it would. But I definitely am like, if I could just have like a little color, we'd be in good shape. So that actually, but that's for like myself.
I feel that.
So maybe I'll go lay out.
Okay. Yeah, we can do that.
Okay, great.
All right, you guys, thank you so much for tuning in. You can find us on Instagram at SmartIsSexy. Please rate, review, subscribe, tell a friend.
Yes, we are also now on YouTube.
Yes, we are.
And our YouTube channel name is just Smart is Sexy. We are super excited. We are now content creators. We are YouTubers. We have a YouTube channel.
Look at us go.
All right, you guys.